Okay, this is part 2 of the exterior, and although this might not be level, it is higher towards the street, so it's not draining. Worse than level. This is part 2 of the exterior. I remember talking about the control joints and how good brick was. What I don't remember talking about, so we're going to pick up on this, is the foundation perimeter has been parged. It's called a parge coat. And a parge coat is like a cake frosting. It is an aesthetic. And there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes people put it, to hide work they did to the foundation. Sometimes not. Because a slab foundation, post-tension cable slab foundation in particular, isn't a particularly good-looking, foundation. You'll find, if you take the parge coat off different areas, you find holes. It's where the cables, because it runs steel cables through the foundation. And I like the parge coat because, this is why I like it, is because it makes sure that your post-tension cable ends are sealed. That's a good thing. Now, the Texas Structural Pest Control Board, they've got different ideas about parge coat. And this is about the parge coat, so I'm just going to kind of lead into that. But I just thought I'd give a little reference there for a moment. But just because this is cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. And just because this isn't cracked, it's a cake frosting. It doesn't mean that the cake's not cracked. It doesn't mean your foundation's not cracked. You can't see what's behind there because it's been parge coated. That's just the way it is. But the Texas Structural Pest Control Board says, okay, these expand and contract at different rates. This little cake frosting and the cake, the foundation and the parge coat, expand and contract at different rates, creating voids between the materials that termites can use to take advantage to enter your structure unobserved. And so I would have to call that, if this is doing a wood destroying insect report, in which we're not, but it would be conducive to wood destroying insects, and just like the fence, and just like your kitchen sink. So there's your parge coat. Okay, we're working our way around counterclockwise. We've got a video coming up about our sewer cleanouts and about our roofs, and so we're just kind of moving on around, kind of checking things out because we're checker routers. And so what I'll do is a loop here. Now I have to come up with another wild story for you. I'm sorry, did I remind you that I was going to tell a lot of wild stories when you hired me? Okay. This is called a lintel, and lintels are important because lintels hold up the bricks. Alright? But brick and mortar is porous, so that's why we have weep holes. Okay, over this cut stone, we got a little round weep hole right there. And we got the other weep hole. There's another round weep hole. But around most of our brick, we have weep holes that look like this. Alright? So we got a lintel installed over our door that holds up the bricks. But a requirement of a lintel, and I can't tell over here, see, it's all hidden. The requirement of a lintel is supposed to extend past the fenestration, a minimum of 6 inches. Past the brickwork, excuse me. Not past this, but past this, a minimum of 6 inches. That's about 4 inches. At my level is about 4 inches right there. So. Now, more than you wanted to know. Where do termites live? In the ground. Oh, good to know. What do they eat? Dead wood. Okay, that's also good to know. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. I get it. People like it. It's attractive. You're gonna want it. Wood mulch. I got wood mulch too close to my house. I tell my wife about it all the time. But I'm just like, and people say, oh, that's not the kind of wood that termites eat. I found termites in wood mulch before. I sure have. So, anyway, See that? It's called a tree. And it's kind of hard to tell at this time of year. Is this tree living or dying? Because it's September. That tree's dead. And I think the National Association of Builders thinks that your tree should live longer than that. You have to read their consumer guideline book. And I have a link to a copy of the guideline book baked into your report. I think it's like on page 5. It's right there before you get to foundations. You can read that book and see what the builder agrees to fix and doesn't agree to fix. That doesn't include everything. It's pretty weak. They wrote it themselves. But it'll give you a good guideline, and you can read